What is up, the Lions fans? It's your boy Motor City Don P, and we are back here once again. You already know what it is when you see me in front of TV. One thing is for certain, and three things are for sure. Number one, we came to give you stats and not static. That's actually number two. Let me try that again. Number one, the Lion. All right, one more time. One more time. One thing is for certain. Three things are for sure. Number one, the Motor City Cats are indeed back at it. Number two, we came to give you stats and not none of that static. And number three, perhaps the most important number of them all, number three. We want to make sure you keep your Lions news pragmatic. And you may be asking yourself, how, Don, how, Mr. P, does one keep their Lions news pragmatic? Well, it's very simple. I'm glad you asked. It's a three-step process, and I'll tell you right now. Number one, you got to smash that like button. Number two, you got to subscribe. Number three, you got to share. But you can do it in any order that you want to do it. But once you've done it, you've kept your Lions news pragmatic, and that's the most important thing. And I don't know, this may be a little bit more important, but you got to share. When you share, you care because sharing is caring. So when you share this with your mothers, your brothers, your uncles, your cousins, your sisters, your mothers, your brothers, your sisters, your nephews, you name it, you name it, you have indeed cared about these people. What up, though, everybody in the chat? What up, though, Dolo Dynamite? What up, though, everybody that's going to be coming in a little bit later? You already know what it is. It's Friday. Friday. Party, party, party. Fun, fun, fun. Party, party, party. Fun, fun, fun. Hashtag, if you know, use the hashtag. And we got some things that we got to get into today. We got a little bit of a spicy meatball that we want to start out with. Shout out to my boy Easy of the Woodward Heavyweights. Send me a clip. I just like to play you the audio, and I'll do that in a little bit because we're still waiting for some people to come on in here, and I want everybody to be able to get the brunt of the audio. And hey man, I've been telling y'all, I've been screaming from the mountaintops. The boss seer sees the things that maybe you don't see. The boss seer sees the things that maybe you don't see, and I can see it from the TV screen directly. And I don't need to look at the tape afterwards. But then when I look at the tape afterwards, all it does, y'all, is it just reinforces the things that I say. See, the ball seer has a feeling for the game, not just the eyes, right? But the eyes drive the feeling. That's why we call it the eyes test, right? The eyes drive the feeling. And the feeling has been that the offense has not been great. And we're going to see what that looks like because we got some numbers. I know you guys like numbers. You like numbers, don't you? Yeah, you like numbers. We got some numbers to back up the claims that this offense should, in fact, dominate the Washington Commanders. We should, in fact, obliterate the Washington Commanders, much like the Seattle Seahawks did last week. As I said, the Seattle Seahawks went into their trap, took over their trap, and started trapping where they trap at. I said we went in there, trap, took over your trap. We started trapping. Where you trap at? Okay. Anyway, I don't know. I've never heard it, but it is what it is. All right. So, Dolo Dynamite says, "Yo fan, what's good? Something's wrong with the chat apparently for K. Ben Johnson is. Osama Ben Johnson is doing better than what we thought. The Bears are 5-3 SMH. Oh, yeah, we prayed on that man's downfall. We prayed on that man's downfall because, we had Johnny Mo. Yeah. It's a time and place. Yeah, young man. Shut up. He's that. Dolo Donovan says, I need Morton gone. All right. So let's go ahead and play that audio. I just want to play it for y'all because it is what it is, man. Y'all got to know. See, that's why I like my chat because y'all know. Okay. And we got some people taking shots at me. You know what I'm saying? Now Frank the Tank is commenting on my videos, calling me a clickbaiter. It is what it is, bro. I just tell it like it is. If you don't like it, the door's that way. I know y'all can't see the door behind me, but the door's that way. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like it, you don't like it. I can't do nothing for you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, baby, but I can't do nothing for you. I can't do nothing with you, baby. I can't do nothing with you, baby. If you don't rock with me, I don't rock with you. That's all it is. All right. Jets fans is LOL. Hold on, let me see what this is. All right, let me. Okay. Jets fans, LOL, telling me I told you so. Some boring Jets offense in 2017, or same boring Jets offense in 2017. Well, see, the problem that we had in that case is because we said it's the Jets, and the Jets are the Jets, and we said, hey man, Bilal Powell, Josh McCown, Robbie Chosen Anderson, all of them guys had their career year with Johnny Mo. So it has to be the Jets. Now, here's the thing. I will say one thing in Johnny Mo's defense. Okay. I will say one thing in Johnny Mo's defense before I put things out there that are not in his defense. The one thing that I can say in Johnny Mo's defense is that there are a lot of people, as per Dan Campbell, with their hands in the pot, right? There's a lot of people. So Johnny Mo he comes out and he's like, oh, ooh, spaghetti. And Dan Campbell's like, ooh, we should put cheese in it. And then David Shaw's like, ooh, we should put bacon in it. And then Hank Fraley's like, ooh, we should steam the noodles instead of boiling them. You understand what I'm saying? So everybody has their hands in the pot. It's a collaborative effort to call this offense. And maybe that's where some of the miscommunication comes from. But I have to say that as the offensive coordinator and play caller, the final say comes from Johnny Morton. So when Johnny Morton decides, hey, it's a 3rd and 15, let me throw a smoke screen to the outside, to the boundary every single time, that's got to be a Johnny Mo thing. I don't know how that's going to consistently be everybody with their hands in their pot making the same awful tasting meal every single time. I don't see how that works. Okay. What up, though, T-Bone Lokes? See, that's how I know you don't watch the games, Kate, because that man's not playing. He's out for the season, dislocated elbow. And I said this before that he wasn't anybody to be afraid of. Okay, you were answering Ron Renarski. So my bad. You got it, Kate. You got it. That's my bad. Our offense sucks now, SMH. That's what Kay says. We've fallen off, and the Bears climbing on to the top. SMH, they are not climbing to the top of anything. Pause. What up, Doc Jody Carruthers? All right, so let's go ahead and get that audio playing. And as I said, it's a bit damning. Here we go.
Well, I mean, first and foremost, you assess the problem and see what it is.
Taylor Decker.
And it was kind of what I felt it was even during the game after watching the film. So you assess the problem, you find it out, you address it head on.
It's protecting, protection, and all of that. That's the biggest thing.
It wasn't as much of guys just like, one-on-one, man-to-man getting their ass beat.
I'm just saying, guys are breaking down, and it's one or two guys when you watch it.
It was more just being on the same page.
No, the IDs have been good.
Use some 7-man protections, right?
I can draw up all these plays we want. If you don't protect,
there's some things that you can do.
This is fixable. That's the beauty of it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean,
all right.
First and foremost,
okay. So if you guys picked up on all of that, it was a cut up of Taylor Decker talking about the offense, Johnny Morton talking about the offense, and Dan Campbell talking about the offense. The problem that we have here, Johnny Morton is throwing people under the bus. I don't remember under the Dan Campbell regime, a coach getting to the podium and throwing people under the bus. There's a difference between calling someone out and throwing them under the bus. There's just one or two guys, man. Watch it. There's one or two guys, they breaking down every play. They suck ass. I can call all the plays that I want to call, but if you don't protect like you supposed to, MF, then what the F we supposed to do? In the immortal words of T Baby, it's so cold in the D. How the F do we supposed to keep peace? What's all on a ninja mind is murking and doing time. It's so cold in the D. Okay. If you know, use the hashtag. If you don't know, shame on you. If you don't know T Baby and you are from the D, shame on you. Okay. She is a legend of Detroit. Okay. You had Dan Campbell saying there are things you could do. He talked about doing 7-man protections. So he said there are things that you can do to help your quarterback. Okay. There's things that you can do to help your offense. Is Johnny Mo doing those things? Well, it sounds like he's not. Okay. So now you've got Taylor Decker saying, well, it's not just us lining up and getting our asses beat man on man, one on one. And Johnny Morton is like, yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is. Y'all getting your ass beat. So I touch on that, not to beat a dead horse. I touch on that because I have some numbers. Let me get to some of y'all comments, and then I'll get to these numbers that I have for you. Because everybody likes numbers. Everybody likes numbers. Okay. All right. What up, though, Zach J? All right. So we're going to get into this. Waldorf Lion 784 says, who do you think will pick up the play calling when Johnny Mo is relieved? Do you think Shaw or Hank? So the interesting thing is that Hank Fraley took offensive coordinator interviews this offseason. David Shaw was responsible for the prolific rushing attack at Stanford. Hank Fraley has been our offensive line coach for the regime. It's interesting because you don't want Johnny Mo as your pass game coordinator because you don't have his route concepts are terrible. He doesn't use the entire field. He doesn't have options for the short, the intermediate, and the deep at all times. How many crossing routes have you seen all year? I mean, that's basic football. And I'm not going to say I learned football from Madden. But if you played me in Madden in the early 2000s, you were losing because I was going to kill you with crossing routes. Because why do we run crossing routes? Because it puts stress on the defense in the middle of the field. It just does. You've got J-Mo running across this way. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown running across that way. Who do you cover? Who's in whose zone? It's a confusing situation, and it happens in a bang-bang situation. How many times? Okay, and as I said, I've been an offensive coordinator before, so I'm just giving you an example when I say Madden. And that's it. I'm not saying that I got my information from Madden. No. Okay. How many times have we seen it? Like Johnny Mo's route concepts are very long developing. We don't have enough time. So he's not marrying up his play calling with the resources. So you're telling us, well, I can draw up all the plays that I want, but if you don't protect, well, brother, if you know you have a protection issue, you need to draw up better plays that better facilitate your quarterback and your offense in the situation that you have. You can't keep trying to fit a square peg into a hole. I want to take 15 deep shots a game. Well, you're not. It's amount to taking no deep shots per game because you're not doing things correctly, right? You're not freezing the defense. You're not making them think. You're not using the middle of the field. Like, this offense is very prolific at using the middle of the field the last few years when Osama bin Johnson was here. You told us you weren't going to change anything. But then you came in and changed everything. And that's the problem. So that's a long-winded answer to your question. I don't know, because it's pros and cons. I know David Shaw was a head coach at Stanford, but that's college. I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough. With Hank Fraley, I think our running game would be vastly better if Hank Fraley was the play caller. And I'm pretty sure that his passing offense would be better as well because, I mean, let's face it, Johnny Mose ain't great. So I'm going to say Hank Fraley. After Bears, Packers, Vikes, Bears lose this weekend. Who are they playing? Morton got to go. He's effing up the locker room. What up, though, Zach J? Johnny Mo sits his lazy ass in the booth calling effed up plays SMH. Johnny Morton is trash. Chosen 2 eyes. What up, though? Says good luck with the 2017 Jets playbook, LMAO. Bears are okay. All right. Super chat, guy. Super chat. What up, though, Mr. Detroit City? Appreciate you, my guy. All right, we gotta let's see here. Let's see. For me is Hank or Montgomery. Scotty. Oh yeah, you said Scotty Mowell, though, Dynamite. It's possible. Coaching RBs and wide receivers, but can you call plays? I don't know. It's worth a shot. You know what I mean? It's worth a shot because I think all 3 of those options will be better than what we've seen the first eight games of the season. Johnny Mo draws his playbook in crayon, the purple crayon, because it tastes like grapes. Wow, he's a crayon eater, huh? Adam, show me those. I don't play Madden anymore, bro. I don't play Madden anymore. I'm retired. Because it kept being the same game, and I just kept. It wasn't fun anymore. It was just a roster update. I'm paying for a roster update. Bring back 2K. You know, bring back 2K. 2K was ahead of his time. Could Mark Brunell be a dark horse for next up play caller? I think him or Scotty Montgomery. Look, y'all we got a lot of good options, I think, in theory. We have a lot of options in theory. So we're not doing mailbag yet. We just started. Do you think any Lions fans watched the Denver offense look like the worst in the league yesterday? Most aren't able to keep it real, though. Denver's offense looked bad, bro. And the crazy thing is it's looked bad all year except for that 33-point explosion in the fourth quarter against the Giants, but that was against the Giants. But let's not poo-poo the Giants defensive line. So Sean Payton run offense looking that bad is surprising. And I will say that when Johnny Moe was the passing game coordinator last year, it didn't look that bad. Maybe Johnny Moe is just a better passing game coordinator. I don't know. But like I said, his route concepts they're not helping us. Same fans who want to go after Morton like he's the devil ignore so much. LOL. Denver's offense looked remedial and Lions fans stay silent. Hopefully the fans give him and our coaches a chance. So yeah, that's what I knew that's what you were getting at. And we talked about the multiple variables. We talked, and I did. See, you were late. See, you came in late, bro. You got to be here at the beginning of the show. I did say, in his defense, there are a lot of hands in the pot. Okay, there's a lot of people with input in this offense, and I think that might be part of the problem. Okay, however, the route concepts are bad, and you can't deny this one thing here. Johnny Moe's throwing people under the bus. Johnny Moe wants so desperately for you to know that it's not his fault and it's other people's fault. That's not the type of coach that you want. It's not professional. Like he's borderline pillow talking. Like, what are we doing, Johnny Moe? So I'm saying that because he knows the wide receivers and RB, so I think he'll be great. Yeah, I know he knows them both, but I'm just saying, like, what is his play calling experience? That's the difference. What up, though, E-Fog? You're welcome. What up, though? Just got out the gym and hit a new personal record of 350 on the leg press. Shout out. Congratulations to you. My bad. I think we need to have another Chrome live so we can see you cook some steaks. How do you like your steak? You know what I'm saying? I used to be a well done guy. Medium rare all the way. You got to it melts in your mouth. It's a juicy morsel. Why are you in here? What? We're sitting up here about to play the freaking Commanders, and we gotta go do something with your life, bro. Oh, okay. Now that I know chosen two eyes, if you want anything read out loud, you have to super chat because you are a Bears fan. That's the rule. So enjoy toiling in mediocrity and silence. Won't be surprised if MCDC makes a change before the end of the season. Also think it will work. And that's my point. If you're over here pillow talking and throwing people under the bus, then you're going to create a level of toxicity that the Detroit Lions have not seen since the Matt Patricia era. And obviously that's not going to be tolerated, and he's going to have to be let go. We don't know. You know, the Jets situation was there are reports that were people against Johnny Moe, and they just didn't want to see him shine or whatever the case may be. But then you have to wonder, why were they against him? Was he toxic like this? Was he throwing people under the bus? Was he arrogant? Was he smug? Why didn't people want to work with him as the offensive coordinator? People have worked with him in a lesser situation, like passing game coordinator, because you're not in front of the media at passing game coordinator, right? You're not directly affecting the locker room in a certain way. Like, you can't put out these vibes. So I don't know. But if he keeps it up, if he keeps blaming others and not taking accountability, the first thing that Dan Campbell does when he gets in front of the media, didn't have the guys ready to go. That's on me. That's my fault. Because why would he say anything else? He's the head coach. Everything revolves around him. He's got the final say. And as the offensive coordinator, you take ownership of the offense. And anything that happens is your fault and you need to fix it. You need to get better. That's what needs to happen. I don't want to sit up here and talk about, oh, guys is getting their asses beat one-on-one. It's just a couple of guys, too. It's a couple of guys. They were up to no good. Started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight. My mom got scared. He said, you moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air. I don't even have to tell you the hashtag that one. Y'all already know. But yeah, it's a couple of guys. Every play. Just go watch it. I'm not talking about Graham Glasgow. I'm not talking about Tate Ratledge. I'm not talking about Taylor Decker or anybody like that. Names that I mentioned. I'm not talking about those guys unless I am talking about those guys. You see it, go watch them on tape. Not those guys specifically, but guys. Other guys. Lots of guys. Pause. But you know what I'm saying, right? Right? If you look at these guys, not the guys that I mentioned, but the guys that I mentioned. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Okay, y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Just go look at the guys that I'm not talking about when I'm talking about them directly. You know, Johnny Mo can't keep doing stuff like that, bro. All right. Yeah, you don't throw your players under the bus, even if it was their fault, not in front of the media. See? Facts. All right. All right. Appreciate you. Is that a Malachi? Malachi 31111. What up, though? Appreciate you. New sub, I presume. We can't wait for Morton to make us miss play. No, see, I don't see. That's a wasted season. That's a wasted season. If you're not gonna make the playoffs, we shouldn't have been doing all this. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't have been doing all this. We shouldn't have been streaming all the games. We shouldn't have been, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna miss the playoffs. But I guess, you know, hey, with the team, good or bad, you don't want to be fair weather fans. So we would have done all this anyway. But no, we got too many expectations. We've got high hopes. We've got high hopes. We've got high in the pie apple sky hopes. Hashtag if you know, use the hashtag. Shooting for 400 by the end of the year. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Keep it going. John Morton press conferences was the opposite culture of what Dan Campbell is trying to build here. He has never thrown his team under the bus like that. No. All he says is, do we have things that we need to improve? Yes. There's tons of things that we need to improve, and we will. We. Dan Campbell speaks French. Okay? Because it's a lot of we. 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 Hey, it's a report. Morton did, in fact, do this on Jets with coaches and players. See? Well, there you go. Because a tiger doesn't change his stripes. That's why the Detroit Tigers can't win the freaking World Series. But all right. All right. Got that? What up, though, Lamico Cardenas? I feel you. I was just trying to get that man a chance. But sometimes, see, I have a saying. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Right? When they tell you who they are, believe them. And they don't tell you who they are with their words. They tell you who they are with their actions. In this case, right now, it is Johnny Mo's words because he's using his words to throw people under the bus. I'm not talking about Taylor Decker, but I'm talking about Taylor Decker. I'm not talking about Graham Glasgow, but I'm talking number 60 on offense. Y'all know who that is? Y'all go look at the tape. I don't know. Somebody tell me. Number 60. Anybody heard of number 60? Who's 68? Who's that? I don't know. Y'all know. I'm just a coach. I don't know any of these players. I'm just throwing shade randomly. I'm not throwing shade at nobody. Graham, you know, I'm not throwing no shade. I whistled for a cab, and when it came near, the license plate said fresh and needed dice in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? He said the driver was Chris Rock. Zach J, comment of the day. Oh my goodness. Don't overdo it, brother. I'm not sure your age, Natty. Is you still talking to Tactical? Man, main gaining. Oh, okay. All right. I tell you what, Johnny Morton ain't no copycat stealing someone else's style, right? Nah, his style is his own, for better or for worse. It's the reason he was fired. We're starting to see reasons. You know what? Right now, I'm gonna tell you what. If he was Usama Jr., this offense would be a lot better. I can't lie to you now. I cannot lie to you. 68 plus 1 equals 69. That it does. So Decker plus JMO equals State. You picking up on the code now. Demoted him passing game coordinator. That appears to be his ceiling. I feel that, but also, like I mentioned earlier, his route concepts don't mesh with what we got right now. Now, maybe if someone else is calling the protections, we would have a better protection plan and we would have more time to throw. So his long developing routes would then work. But I mean, my God, if you want to have some long developing routes, that's cool. But have some short and intermediate routes so that if we don't have time to get to the long developing ones, we can hit the short and the intermediate. It's very simple. It's very simple. But we'll get to some things that we expect to see. I'm going to get to these numbers. Well, if a person is throwing another person under the bus, says more a person deflecting responsibility. That is true. That is true. It's all on Twitter. Hey, the Twitter detectives will come out now. I'm telling you what. All right, let me get to these numbers that tell you why the Detroit Lions offense must feast upon the Washington Commanders. If they do not feast upon the Washington Commanders, and I told you this last week. I said when I was crashing out about Johnny Mo, I said if they don't put up 40, it's a problem. If they beat them by some silly ass score, like 24-21, I want Johnny Mo gone. Because you should not struggle with this defense. So say the numbers, because people use numbers, okay? And I'm just going to give you numbers right now, no context, okay? Let me get this first. New here, I'm sure you covered it, but you think we got any shot to win this division? Yes, because the Packers are frauds. The Packers are frauds. So, yeah, I think we got a shot. All right, here we go. We are talking about defense. All right, total defense. The Detroit Lions are top 10 total defense. They come in at number 8. They are allowing 294.8 yards and 22 touchdowns. Okay, almost 300 yards per game gets you number 8 in the league in top 10 defense. This is a new NFL where the offenses are high flying and the defenses are holding on for dear life. Okay, so where, you may ask, where, Don, where, Mr. P, are the Washington Commanders? Well, it's a good question. I'm glad you asked, and I'll tell you right now. The Washington Commanders are down at the bottom. Number 28, total defense. They are the 28th ranked total defense. They are giving up a but a whopping. Okay, their defense is paltry, but the offense is that they are giving up a whopping 377.8 yards, and they've given up 27 touchdowns. They are giving up almost 100 more yards per game than the Detroit Lions. Okay? Almost 100 more yards per game. All right. Let's go down to their passing defense. Okay? The Detroit Lions are coming in at number 12. They're just out of the top 10. They give up 200.3 passing yards per game, and they've given up 16 passing touchdowns. The Washington Commanders, you may ask, where are they? Where are you, Aaron? I mean, you better be dead, mute, or deaf, Aaron. Where are you? I mean, why you ain't say something before? I said your name. All right. So where are you, Washington Commanders? In the pass defense. The Washington Commanders are number 29. They are the 29th ranked passing defense, giving up 253.6 yards, and they've allowed 19 passing touchdowns. 19 touchdowns through the air. Rushing defense. You know what we do on this show, boy. We flow, boy. The Lions. Top 10. Top 10, top 10, top 10, top 10. All right. And they're coming in right at number 10. 94.5 yards per game. And they've allowed 6 touchdowns. Where are you, Washington Commanders? Where are you? Well, I want to tell you that they are not exactly 28 and 29 down here. They are at a very respectable 22. They are ranked number 22 in rush defense. Can I interest you in 124.2 yards per game on the ground, giving up 7 rushing touchdowns? Can I interest you in that? Can I interest you in 124.2 yards per game, 7 rushing touchdowns? Okay. Scoring defense. Where are you? All right. Now, I think the Lions took a hit on this one. The Lions are number 13. They are allowing 22.3 points per game. And what is this? Yeah, and they've given up 22 touchdowns. Now, I don't think this one is going to be too different because it's very different, just little tiny increments. But the Washington Commanders are 23rd, giving up 26.2 points a game. As we said, they've given up 27 touchdowns. All right. So the Washington Commanders. Oh, we're not done. Okay, let's go with red zone defense. The Detroit Lions are, where are they? Red zone defense hasn't been great this season. The Lions are 21st. Okay. 63% of the time they allow a touchdown in the red zone. Crazy, right? They were so much better than that last year. However, the Commanders are 26th at 66.7 times, or 66.7% of the time, the Washington Commanders allow a touchdown in the red zone. You get to the red zone, you basically have a 70% chance, right? So if you took 10 cracks at it, you'd score 7 times. Third down defense. Okay. The Lions, respectable, above the middle of the pack. They're 13th, 37.1%. They were around 34, 30, 32, 34, somewhere around there last year. This is how often they are going to convert a third down on you. So if you play the Lions, you will convert a third down 37.1% of the time. Haters can't stand us. Left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders. Okay. They are 21st, allowing 41.6% completion percent, not completion, pickup percentage if you play the Washington Commanders. So the Commanders' highest rank is third down defense, and that's 21. 21, you stupid. Okay? Do you see what I'm getting at? Do you see what I'm getting at? And this is why I told you, if y'all beat them, if somebody says one of them silly ass names, y'all will feel my wrath. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? If you beat them by some silly ass score, like 24-21, I don't want to hear nothing about being on the road. They ain't got no Jaden Daniels. They ain't got no Terry McLaurin. I think Luke McCaffrey might be out. We're gonna look at the final injury report in a minute. Okay, Frankie Louvu is back somehow. Somehow, for multiple rule violations, which is what he got suspended for, he got that joint overturned. It has nothing to do with Brian Branch. I'm not, because Brian Branch did what he did, and he did it on national TV, and it wasn't a football act at all. It wasn't even during the game. Okay? Game was over. So we're not talking about that. Look at the numbers I just gave you. 21, 21, 28, 29, 22. This is the Washington Commanders defense. Their defense is piss poor. It is bad. But Dan Quinn is the coach, and he is a defensive genius. So he could, in fact, draw up a game plan. All right, let me get to your comments, and then we'll look at the injury report. We'll talk about this a little bit more. Instead of cutting the man at his knees, bring in his mentor to help him out. Who? John Gruden? Y'all want John Gruden around? I don't know. I don't know if he's a culture fit. I tell you that John Gruden apparently doesn't like the blacks or the Mexicans or the Latinos, or he's got some problems with some people apparently. We got to beat the Eagles. I hate their fans. We got to get this offense fixed before we can beat the Eagles. So we, in short order, we got to get that done. I was always told that when you point a finger at someone, there's 3 fingers pointing back at you. Facts. And where's the thumb at? Thumb's pointing out. So you pointing 2 fingers. You pointing a thumb and a finger. A thumb and a finger. Lack of accountability is not MCDC's way. Short leash now for sure. 377, yes. 377. What up, though, Robert Stevens? Art Vandelet says we are ranked 22nd in the NFL with a 37.1 conversion rate on third down. Got to start getting more yards on first and second down. No, I was talking about our defense. Our defense is allowing 37.1% pickup rate. Goff needs more than 1.7 seconds before pressure. John was at our camp this year. He was at camp as a visitor. I'm just saying, he was a visitor. He wasn't in the building. He wasn't in the building. I'm just saying. We know what was in the emails. I'm just saying. We're talking about culture fits. I don't know what kind of person John Gruden is. I know he's on this redemption tour with his podcast and everything. Not even a podcast, but he does videos breaking games down and all that stuff. I know. But I'm just saying, it wasn't allegations. Actual emails came out. I'm just saying. Listen. He ain't got a job offer since that happened. The NFL has distanced themselves from John Gruden. I think Dan Campbell was doing him a solid by allowing him to come to camp right? And be there and be like, brought in by an NFL franchise. But is he going to be on a sideline or in a booth anytime soon? I can't tell you that. I don't know. I said, I don't know what kind of person John Gruden is, but all I know is the emails came out and he has some things to say about a lot of people. That's all I'm saying. He has some things to say about a lot of people. If my emails come out, it'll be somebody else having a lot to say. You know what I'm talking about? It won't be me. It won't be me. Gruden loves Gibbs so much too. He would open the offense right up. Listen, bro, I don't disagree with you. Is John Gruden a superior play caller to John Morton? Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. I also wanted the Miami Dolphins to stop posturing over there and stop keeping that man because he ain't getting a head coaching opportunity again ever, unless it's in the UFL. I wanted them weeks ago to fire him so that we could bring him in as maybe just the guy that covers the blind spots of Johnny Morton and then eventually takes over as the offensive coordinator. I'm just saying. I've been keeping my eye out now. Gruden and Sheila are polar opposites, never happening. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, I wouldn't be opposed. I'm not telling you I have a problem with Johnny Morton. So me not being opposed just means I'm not opposed. I don't know that Sheila is not opposed. I don't know that Brad is not opposed. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Well, Eric Bieniemy had to go to the college ranks, and I think he went to UCLA, right? Gruden may have to go back to college as well. I don't know what I've heard that Eric Bieniemy is a bad guy. I've heard that for quite many years. So I don't know exactly what his allegations are. So I'm not going to speculate on them without knowledge. I know what John Gruden got caught doing. So that's why I mentioned it. All right. So before we get to the injury report, y'all saw the numbers. A bunch of 20s. Okay? A bunch of 20s. That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a bunch of 20s. We're talking about 20s. Not the ones. Not the ones. Now we're talking about 20s. What are we talking about, y'all? We're talking about 20s. Now I know. I'm in the NFL. I'm supposed to respect all my opponents, but we're talking about 20s, y'all. We're talking about 20s. Some of them damn near 30. We're talking about 28s and 29s, 22s, 21s. We're talking about what we talking about? We're talking about 20s. We're talking about 20s. Man, if they don't put the Washington Commanders defense over their knee and go BTA, if we look as bad, worse, or marginally better than as we did with the Vikings, the train is in full effect. Okay, I will be the conductor. Now, I consider myself qualified to be the conductor because I did say, and I said, give them a chance. You know what I'm saying? We got to gel. We got to get this thing together. It's week 9, y'all. We done played 8 games. We about to play our 9th one. Okay. Is it week 9? I feel like it's week 10. Why do I feel like it's week 10? Is it week 10? Hold on, bro. I feel like I'm off because I changed it. It's week 10. because we had a bye, so we're going into our 9th game. We're 5-3. It's week 10. It's not week 9. Am I tripping? Am I crazy? It's week 9, right? I mean week 10, right? Because I put in NFL week 9 results. Yeah. So you have Ravens, Dolphins. Right? Yeah, it's week 10. Broncos, Raiders, Colts, Falcons. Yeah, I got to change the thing again. What the heck is that? Why is that there? We'll cancel that. Okay. Don't forget we got David Shaw. His offense at Stanford was legit. Yeah, we talked about him, but so someone asked the question. I don't know if you were here yet. They asked the question about who would take over play calling. Would it be Hank Fraley or David Shaw? And while I do like David Shaw, my contention with his offense is that it was college. And you say, well, offense is offense, right? Yes and no. I mean, Chip Kelly hasn't been able to do too much really in the NFL. He hasn't been great. Since he came over from Oregon, he had that prolific offense, and he's going to the Philadelphia Eagles. He's now with the Las Vegas Raiders, and he ain't great. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I'd like to say that David Shaw would be able to pick it up and just carry it right over, but I can't tell you 100% about that. Don't get your keyboard greasy. You don't want to do that. Yeah, what? We're in 2025. Yes, week 10. Okay, that's what I thought. All right, let me edit this because I got week 9 preview. I had week 10 before, and I thought it was week. Yeah, okay. Let me just change this for continuity's sake because I had it right the first time. I was about to go change videos and everything. Like, hold on now. Wait a minute, hold on. Does it have a stitch? Yeah. Does it look like weave? Yeah. Y'all don't know that one. I promise you, I would be very surprised if y'all knew that. I can't believe we're wearing the same curl, same curl. You cut me like a knife. You know it ain't right. The same curl, same curl. I can't change it now, but I'll change it back after the show. Week 10, game 9, yes. Chip got a dip. Whoa, 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 whoa. You got too much dip on your chip now. No, it's not Usher at all. You will never guess it. If I had a prize to give away, I would give away the prize to the person that could get this one. Because this one is deep in the YouTube, you know what I'm saying, archives. It's boy, you got to dig deep. You got to know what it is. So it's someone who won't be named. The song is called Same Girl. Okay. It's Kels. Okay, I told her I wouldn't name him, but I'm naming. It's Kels, right? But there was a parody of this. Yeah. David Shaw offense is pretty much the Jim Harbaugh offense. It will probably work. Yeah, I don't deny it could, but I don't know. I don't know if we have time to be to be going on some probably coulds and maybe woulds right now. Sup, man? I already got my ticket to the Lions Rams game. Thinking about going. No, I'm in Australia. Can't go. That would be an expensive ass game. Winner, winner. Uh, it's not me. It is not me. It's not me. If y'all want to take some guesses, I'll let you know later on in the show. Well, not too much later on. We'll go finish up in a minute. All right, let me get to the injury report. All right, so the final injury report: Lions versus Commanders injury report. So Kirby Joseph is out. He will miss his third straight game, which sucks. But again, in this situation with Marcus Mariota, no Terry McLaurin, do you need Kirby? I think the Legion of Whom will do just fine. All right. So for the Detroit Lions, we've got Miles Frazier, knee, limited practice, but he is out. I didn't expect him to be playing. No, I'm talking about didn't expect him to be playing. I'm talking about because they just did his window, 21-day window. So let me talk about okay. I'm gonna do this in character. Kirby Joseph, safety, he didn't practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. He is out for the game. Okay. Pat O'Connor, he's got a knee injury. He didn't practice Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. He is out for the game. Okay. Jacob Saylor's got a back injury. He was a limited participant on Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, he didn't practice. He is out. So Jacob Saylors will not be in there. Let's see. Josh Pascal. Now they just activated that boy's 21-day window. So I don't think he's gonna be playing. Let's see. Josh Pascal, limited participant, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. He is out for the game. Taylor Decker, no practice, limited participant, no practice on Friday. He is questionable for the game. You already know he's probably going to go. Craig Reynolds, hamstring, limited participant. He is questionable, but he's just going to be used in the return game and things of that nature on special teams. So that's not really too much of a blow if he can't go. Malcolm Rodriguez. Okay, now this one should excite some people. Y'all should be excited about this. Okay. Malcolm Rodriguez, limited participant, questionable. Okay. He's questionable, but he hasn't been ruled out now. Okay. If y'all wondering, because I had to slide my glasses down to make it easier to read, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm just gonna do the character right now. I'm talking about. I got two in the shop. I got one of my workers, I'm talking about, owe me some money. So yeah, once they give me the money, I can get both my cars out the shop. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, if you know, use the hashtag. Okay, Dan Skipper, back, no practice on Wednesday, limited participant on Thursday, limited participant on Friday, and he is questionable for the game. Grant Stewart, linebacker, foot limited, and he is questionable for the game. Daniel Thomas, forearm, full participant, and he's still questionable. What a brother got to do to get some play in the game. Terrion Arnold, full, no designation. Ty Summers, full, no designation. Penei Sewell, shoulder, no practice, limited participant, full participant, no designation. So if they ain't got no designation, that means, of course, that they will be playing. Now, let me go ahead on to the Washington Commanders injury report. We're going to go over the Hogs Haven. Okay, they're on SB Nation, Hogs Haven. Okay. Let's see what your injury report is. Why is this so small? Come on now. Y'all ain't helping me. Oh, okay. Okay. Jaden Daniels, of course, is out. Dislocated elbow. He don't need no surgery. He is on he doesn't need surgery or IR. That's crazy. Dislocated elbow, no surgery, no IR. Okay. Well, why not put him on IR? I don't know. Terry McLaurin still not practicing after re-injuring the quad. He is out. Questionable. Eddie Goldman suffered a concussion versus the Seahawks. Full practice the last 2 days. He is a defensive tackle. Safety Quan Martin. Now, if y'all don't remember who Quan Martin is, Quan Martin was that boy that picked off Jared Goff. One of the boys that picked off Jared Goff. And I was like, who is Quan Martin? I don't know who that man is. I think he had the pick 6 against Jared Goff in the divisional playoff game. Now, Quan Martin suffered a hamstring injury versus the Seahawks. He had a full practice today, Friday. So he is questionable. And as I told y'all before, questionable is the new probable. Okay. Tyler Owens suffered a hamstring injury. He is questionable. He's a safety. So now, no injury designation. Javon Kinlaw, Trey Amos, Jacoby Krosky Merritt, Jazon Newton. Remember Jazon Newton, how we wanted that boy? Okay, we didn't get him. Okay, Bobby Wagner and Colson Yankoff. Colson Yankoff. That's a name. I'd never heard that name before. He's a tight end. They didn't say nothing about Luke McCaffrey. So Luke McCaffrey is going to be in, but no Terry McLaurin, no Jalen Daniels. I don't think that we need Kirby Joseph. All right. So that was the injury report brought to you by 313 Pimp, Master Pimp. As a, I didn't give myself that name. Who is that calls me Master Pimp? All right. Let me see what y'all got going on here in the shot. Art Vandalay says, headed to DC tomorrow. We have about 20 of us rolling in the deep. Okay, anyway. About 20 of us rolling into DC, about to turn Washington, DC into Detroit, DC. Dan Campbell. All right. What would that be? Detroit Southwest? Is it Southwest or Southeast? Southeast, I think. Yeah. We have had some turnovers without Kirby. Who's going to get the turnovers this week? Somebody in the Legion of whom? Maybe Brian Branch. Maybe Terriana get pick number 2 because they know this. They say once you start getting the picks, they come in bunches. All right. We should have went after Minkah Fitzpatrick. I don't listen. We never do those trades. Do you hear me? It don't matter who the regime is. We just, as the Detroit Lions, we just don't do them. I don't understand. Like, oh snap, Julio Jones, year number 2, goes for a 7th round pick. Lions, y'all couldn't have got in on that. Y'all could have had Calvin Johnson and Julio Jones. This is a made-up scenario, but I'm just saying, NFL trades be ridiculous. You hear the biggest name in the world going for nothing. You're like, what? I mean, he's been in the league 7 years, but what? D-Hop goes for a 5th round pick. What? You know what I mean? It's crazy stuff. But Detroit never does those trades. They just never in on them. And I'm like, I know you had back in the day, we know you had a better draft choice than they did. You know? So I heard they're going to sign Hassanin next week. What that mean? What that mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? Okay, you sign him next week. That's week 11. He's got to get in football shape. Week 11. of a 17-week season or 18 weeks, 17 game season. I just don't expect anything. I'm rooting for the guy. Don't expect anything. It's week 11 of an 18-week season. A guy that's missed all 10 games or all 9 games by that point, right? Going into the 10th game that he's going to miss inevitably. You know, hasn't been in the facility in 11 weeks. I'm just saying, I don't expect it. There you go. I didn't even read anything yet. There you go. I just put that up on the screen and I was talking. Appreciate you, big dog, big bank. What up, though? At our homeless rate keeps going up every year. I go for work. Yeah, the homeless rate is pretty terrible in DC. Jack Campbell, INT loading. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Hassani will have a 10 to 15% snap count. Hope he makes the most out of it. I don't think he'll have any snaps in week 11. It would surprise me if they put him out there week 11. It really against the Eagles. Because remember, we're playing the Eagles that week. I don't know if you want him out there. I'm interested in what we're going to do with the interior offensive line. Hopefully it holds up. We're going to hope in one hand, wish in the other. I was going to say something else, but we're going to hope in one hand and wish in the other. I'm guessing Miles Frazier could possibly play next week against the Eagles. Again, that's another tall task, but it is what it is. All right. You know what we do on this show, boy. We flow, boy, but before we flow, boy, we mailbag. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they reading you? Mailbag. Shinnick, nigga, mailbag. Get your mailbag questions in. Get them in. Bask in it. If anybody wonders where I got that from, I got it from Marcellus Wiley. You know what we do on this show, boy. We flow, boy. That was before he because he used to rap. I don't know if any of y'all have watched the show, the one that he does now. It's entertaining, so I watch it sometimes. Mostly listen to it when I'm in the car. But he used to rap. He still does, right? He does the free, but now he's locked it behind a Patreon. So if you want to hear his raps, you gotta sign up to his Patreon. I'm like, Wiley, you cool and all, but your raps wasn't worth me paying for them. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. If someone wants to mailbag me about what song I was singing earlier, I will gladly answer the question. I know Dolo Dynamite is dying to know what I was singing. All right. My online wish list, O-line wish list, Sewell Ratliff, Jake Slaughter, Florida, Mahogany, Frazier. If all we needed was one player, that would be awesome. Jake Slaughter is a rookie, so yeah, we'll have to see what happens. But right now, I think at this point, there's a lot of better options in the draft, maybe even in free agency, that will be able to replace Graham Glasgow, because it's not his fault, but Frank Ragnow is a Hall of Famer. You don't just replace a Hall of Famer. Just don't. So, I don't know if we get the season back on track by beating the Commanders. Now, so here's the thing. If the offense goes out there and looks absolutely effortless, if we're 10 of 12 on third down, if we're always in 3rd and short, if Jared Goff is hitting people on all levels of the field, then you can say, okay, at least they've heard us, and they've not even just us. They, at least they did the self-scouting that they needed to do. They watched the film and they came to the conclusion that the way that this offense has been running just ain't sustainable. It's not going to work. If we get that showing against the Commanders, that's the only way that I'm confident that the offense has been fixed, or at least they understand all the issues. And of course they do, because we're on the outside looking in. They're the ones that are watching film and doing all that stuff. But that's what I would say. So my question to you guys is going to be, what do you have to see in the Commanders game that makes you relax? That's my question. That's an open question to everybody in the chat. What do you have to see in the Commanders game that will make you relax, that will make you think that they're back on track? You can go numbers for a certain player. You can go concept, whatever you want to go, whatever your opinion is. Okay? And even better, if you guys want, I'll open up the phone lines. I'll let you call in and say what you need to see. That will make you relax, that will make you feel confident in this offense turning around. So there is the link. If you want to call in, just hop in on the link. If you want to keep your camera on, you can. If you want to turn your camera off, you can, or keep your camera off, you can. But I'll give you guys the opportunity to have your say. If you're wondering, I'm not going to work today because my car is in the shop and I'm waiting. I can't get a replacement until Monday, so that sucks. But I'm at home with the kids. Hung out with my young bulls last night. You know what I'm saying? Did some BTA and some Brawlhalla. You know what I'm saying? Every fighting game except, you know what? I found out. But towards the end, I'm gonna tell you what. Towards the end, my oldest son, who just turned 18 yesterday, so shout out to him. He was beating my ass in Mortal Kombat. I'd never gotten my ass beaten in Mortal Kombat before. I did. My nephew got me a few times a couple years ago. I was rusty. Okay. One thing about me, if it's a sports game, if it's a fighting game, you don't have too much of an opportunity. You don't have too much of a chance. You don't have too much of a chance. But I think what I attribute it to is it's a different skill set. Like Brawlhalla and games like Mortal Kombat are very different, right? Brawlhalla is all about timing, anticipation, and reflexes and instinct, right? Mortal Kombat is a little bit more technical. You know what I mean? It's you know what I'm saying? So I hadn't played in a while, so I don't know the moves. I don't remember nothing. You know what I mean? So it was what it was. All right. I'm gonna square up with Ragnar for dipping. Just take it easy on the random drunk fan rocking an old RG3 jersey yapping at you when you're up 40 plus. LOL. I hope you're up 40 plus. Not gonna lie, I want to fight Johnny. Call in, Dolo. I'll relax if I can see good old Jake Bates bake 3 field goals in a row without missing one same game. I don't want to see him taking field goals. I really don't. If he takes 3 field goals in a row, that's 3 drives in a row that you got stopped by this paltry defense. No sacks and a legit established run game, says Art Vandelay. Okay, that is a good one. That's me. Special teams needs more points on the board than Jake Bates does tackles this game. Okay, right? That would make sense. Well, for me to relax, I need to see about 200 yards rushing, 160 yards passing, no turnovers, and no screen passes on 3rd and long. The screen passes on 3rd and long, bro. Another crash out is loading. I'm just gonna tell you that. If y'all don't know, I do stream these games every Sunday, Monday, whenever they come on. So there are many of you that know that. Some of you may not know that. So if you want to come hang out, we talk, we watch the game, we rant, we rave, we crash out, we celebrate, we boss up and get those tutties. It's good fun. So if you're not, like, if you haven't been here during a game, come through, hang out. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was one of my favorite dark. So we have Marvel vs. Capcom, and I told my son to look for it last night. He couldn't find it. I don't know what happened to it. Also, if anybody has, I don't know if you've had this issue. My PlayStation, we have 3 PS5s in the house. Okay. The one I bought for me is the only one that has had this problem. The other 2 that I bought, nothing's wrong with them. Okay. So right now, what's happening since yesterday, you can turn the PlayStation on. If you put the headphones on into the controller, you can hear the PlayStation. You can't see the PlayStation. It's not the HDMI cable. I've used 2 different HDMI cables, 3 different HDMI cables actually to test it. It's not the HDMI cable. It's not the television because I used 2 different TVs to test it. So if anybody has had that problem, let me know what the solution was. Because, yeah, I thought Call of Duty was coming out yesterday. Actually, it comes out next Friday. So I was, I was about to get my Kyler Murray on. You know what I'm saying? I was about to get my Kyler Murray on. And even though I don't like the game, I'm still gonna buy it because I have hope that it gets better. When they did the preview, the beta, no, sir. I'm sorry. I did not enjoy it at all. Yeah, I know you're talking about the one from the actual arcade, but I'm just saying we had it on PlayStation and don't know what happened to it. Maybe now that it's daytime here, we'll look for it. Yeah, I bought mine. So if y'all wanted to know like where the PlayStation 5s were in COVID, they were all in Qatar. When I got back to Qatar, bro, they had PlayStation 5s in kiosks in the middle of the mall. They had PlayStation 5s in kiosks in the food court. They had PlayStation 5s in all of the video game store. I mean, stocked to the gills. You did not have to wait for a single nothing. That's why I bought 3 of them. Right? I bought 1 for me and 2 for the kids. Right? So that's where they all were. So if you were wondering, Sony sent the entire stock to Qatar. It might be the HDMI port on that PlayStation. They are notorious for going out. Yeah. I was hoping that wouldn't be the case because I'm not trying to spend whatever I got to spend Because if it's under warranty in Qatar, and unless Sony carries a warranty, and you know how they did, they could just look at the serial number and tell you if it was under warranty, but they want you to have everything, and I ain't got none of the receipts or nothing like that. So, I mean, I could open it up and see. $1,000 or more, that would be wild. Dude, I'd buy it. I put it on Afterpay. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna throw a whole stack down for a PlayStation. Nah, we can pay that off. You know what I'm saying? We can pay that off. When does it come out? I think it's a much closer gap. Because it wasn't the 4 and the 5 like 10 years or something like that. But I mean, that makes sense. It's not like you coming out with a new system every 2 years, then you're not maximizing your profit. PlayStation 3 was the bomb. You know what I'm saying? Oh, watch the PS6 come out before GTA 6. Yeah, they just pushed that back today to, was it November 2026? Now that's wild. That's wild. To have a 10-year gap between game sequels is crazy. It better be the most if y'all watch Black Mirror, let me know. Okay? Because it was the real questionable episode with Anthony Mackie and what's that dude's name? I think it's Yahya something. Yahya Abdul Mateen, I think it is. The real sus episode. It better be something like that. You know what I'm saying? Where you just be like, you just go into that. It's like, where are you at? I'm inside of GTA 6. It pulled me in. Yeah, trick. No, that's not it. That's not. I mean, it's during that episode. I'm just saying. All right. So I'll tell y'all because nobody could figure that out. It was a parody of the song with Kells and Usher called "Same Girl." Okay, when basically they were dating the same woman and they didn't know it, and they found out over a phone call. Kel Mitchell did a parody of that song with himself as Michael Jackson, and it was called "Same Curl," where they had a phone call and they found out they both were rocking the same Jerry curl. So it was called "The Same Curl." Wait a minute, hold on. Does it have a stitch? Yeah. Does it look like weave? Yeah. Man, I can't believe you did this. It's cuckoo. What's wrong, Mike? What the hell you cuckooing about? I'm your best friend. Tell me what I did. You cut me like a knife. You know you're not right. We wearing the same curl. The same curl. But yeah, that's what it was. What's wild about GTA 6 is that they have spent $2.3 billion on making it. They're probably going to sell it for $90. Listen, they're going to sell it for $90 and they're going to have a bunch of DLCs and they're going to have a bunch of in-game purchases and micro purchases. They're going to make all that $2.3 million back, $1 billion back for sure. And they're going to make it back in very short order because tens of millions of people are going to rush out to buy the game when it comes out. So that's the if 10 million people go and cop a $90 game, well, you've already got what, 900 million, okay, and then now you got to get to 2.3 billion. It's easy at that point. It's easy at that point because people are gonna be in GTA 6 shopping like they're at home or something. Yeah, I just bought these rims. Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be buying all the GTA bucks. You know, it's gonna go crazy. I'm telling you that much. Sam Girl was a hit. Do 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 do. It's chaos. Y'all killing me with this. Yes, this is me. Yes, Robert Kelly. Yes, the singer. Social Security. You want my social security number? 223-88-5776. It was. That's what I'm saying. He said they're gonna sell tickets to upload your consciousness into GTA Watch. I wouldn't be surprised, bro. That joint gonna be like Second Life. Y'all remember that game, Second Life? Robert Stevens, I am not on tomorrow. I am on Sunday during the game. I will be streaming. So, yes, you will see me here Sunday. So we will catch you then, hopefully. People would do it, which is crazy, get lost in the game literally. I can surely understand that they would. Jumanji. GTA 6 costs more than Avengers Infinity War and Endgame combined. I mean, it makes sense because people will be interacting with the game every single day for the next 20 years. You know what I'm saying? How much money do you think these dudes are still selling stuff inside of GTA 5? You can still go buy a shark card right now. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It is crazy. So it's like a drop in the bucket to them. That's why they took so long to make it. They like, shoot, we still a hand over fist in GTA 5. So remember when Dwight from The Office made a Second Life? No. It was a great episode. You know what? For whatever reason, I never really got fully into The Office like that. Like I picked up the memes and certain clips and stuff like that. I don't know. That was probably around the time I got off of network television. So, yeah. I haven't watched a network TV series in so long. So long. Now I got Stremio so I can watch anything. If you didn't know, you're welcome. That's all I'm saying. We got 50 people in here. If you didn't know, you're welcome. They called him playing it. I played Second Life for a little bit. It was interesting for a little bit, bro. I think I probably was on it for a couple weeks or something. I don't know. Nothing crazy. Flying his avatar around and stuff. Not to mention GTA 5 skipped a whole generation of consoles. Yeah. Like I said, they are literally cleaning up with GTA 5. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and roll out and try to be productive on my days off, which You know, like when you work all the time, you want days off, and then when you get days off and you can't work, you just your desire to be productive goes away. But I got a few things that I need to get done, so I'm gonna go ahead and do them. Uh, all right, we'll do. Sunday. What is it? 4:25 or 4 p.m. something like that. Anyway, you already know what it is. We will be here streaming the game live. Come through for the watch party. You know how we do. We got food, we got drink at my house, and you got to get your own. All right, the Motor City Cats are indeed back at it. We came to give you stats, not none of that static. Whatever you do, make sure you keep your Lions news pragmatic, and we are out. Peace.